Oh, hey there. Well, I'm just grinding out a stump from a tree that I cut down a few years ago, and I need a break anyway. Since you're here, let's talk about music again in another edition of the Quarantined Choir. Well, the piece I want to talk about today is Anne Frank, A Living Voice by Linda Tutus Haugen. Linda Haugen is a Minnesota-based composer. She was born in 1954, and she has degrees from St. Olaf and a master's degree in composition from the University of Minnesota. She has a catalog of more than 48 works, including 8 works for orchestra, 26 works for chorus, 2 large-scale choral orchestral works, 1 opera, songs, and chamber music. Her works are performed throughout the United States and Europe, and she's a founding member of the Independent Music Publishers Co-op. She's earned numerous awards, grants, and residencies. By her own admission, she is drawn to projects that reach deeply into the well of human experience, and perhaps that's seen really clearly in this work that we're going to discuss today. Well, Anne Frank, A Living Voice was commissioned by the San Francisco Girls Choir and performed by them in 2004 for their 25th anniversary concert. It's scored for SSAA chorus and string quartet. It spans 7 movements, and the texts are drawn from Anne Frank's diary. Some of the women's chorus singers may remember singing a movement or 2 of this, and even getting to Skype with Linda Tutus Haugen not long ago. Well, the diary of Anne Frank, let me say a word or 2 about that. Anne Frank lived for 2 years with her family and others in a secret upstairs annex above a warehouse in Amsterdam during the Holocaust. In spite of the fear of hiding from the Nazis, Anne learned how to survive and find beauty in the things around her, and importantly, she held on to her ideals. Between 1941 and 1945, 6 million Jews were murdered by the Nazis. The Frank family was eventually discovered, and those that were with them, and they were arrested by the Gestapo in August of 1944. Anne was taken to Auschwitz concentration camp and later Bergen-Belsen, where she died, likely of typhus, in February or March of 1945. After Anne's death, her diary was retrieved and given to her father, Otto, who's the only surviving member of that family. Otto compiled the diary and published it in 1947, and since then, the diary's been published in 67 languages, and over 31 million copies have been sold. The text's excerpts are arranged chronologically, covering the 2 years of Anne's hiding, and it progresses there's a psychological progression, if you will, from fear to hope. The first 3 movements explore the reality of her situation, and this climax is when Anne discovers that her friend, Hanali Goslar, has been captured. In movements 4 through 6, we see Anne finding purpose in her writing and in her first love, Peter Van Pels. In the last movement, Anne faces the likelihood that she and her family will not survive. Yet, she finds hope, remarkably, and looks ahead to a time when peace will return and a day when she will realize her ideals. So spend some careful time listening to this piece. It's very evocative, wonderfully powerful, and the beautiful vocal writing and string writing is really something to notice and to pay attention to. It's a wonderful piece. She's one of my favorite composers, contemporary composers, and I hope you enjoy it. Anne Frank, A Living Voice. Until next time, hang in there.